Have you ever been gripped by fear, unsure, anxious, overwhelmed? We've all faced those moments. But in the middle of the fear, God speaks. He says, "Do not be afraid." Welcome to Whispers of His Promises. Today we're diving into what God says about fear and how His Word brings peace in the storm. Isaiah 41 verse 10. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. There are days when fear feels like a fog, thick, quiet, and creeping in without warning. It clings to our minds, whispering lies of inadequacy and dread. But God, in His kindness, doesn't shame us for feeling afraid. Instead, He gently says, "Do not fear. I am with you." This is the voice of a Father, steady, strong, and deeply present. He sees the weight you carry, the unknown that keeps you awake, and He promises strength, not from your own reserves, but from His. You don't have to hold yourself together, because He is holding you. The God who created the stars is offering His right hand to steady your trembling heart. And in that moment, when you reach for Him, you realize fear doesn't have to rule you. His presence is enough. Joshua 1 verse 9. This is my commandment, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. God's words to Joshua echo through the ages to every person standing at the edge of something unknown. Maybe you're stepping into something new, something that feels bigger than you, an opportunity, a relationship, a challenge. The fear of failure is real. The fear of not being enough is real. But God's command isn't based on how prepared you feel. It's based on who He is. Be strong, He says, not because you're fearless, but because He is with you. It's a courage rooted in relationship, not performance. Whether the road is smooth or filled with struggle, you won't walk it alone. God's presence doesn't eliminate the need for bravery. It awakens it. And sometimes, courage simply means taking one small step forward while holding God's promise close to your heart. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. God's presence doesn't eliminate the need for bravery. It awakens it. And sometimes, courage simply means taking one small step forward while holding God's promise close to your heart. There are moments when fear creeps in quietly, making you question your worth, your voice, your place. It can feel like a shrinking, like you're becoming smaller in your own skin. But this verse reminds us that God didn't wire us for fear. That voice telling you you're not enough, that's not Him. He breathed into you a spirit of power, not to dominate, but to stand. He poured in love to be your anchor when you feel unworthy. And He gave you self-discipline, the ability to rise again, to stay steady when everything feels like it's falling apart. Fear may knock at the door, but it doesn't have the right to move in. You are filled with something greater, someone greater. And even when you feel weak, the spirit inside you is strong. God's promises in the face of fear. Psalm 34 verse 4. I prayed to the Lord and He answered me. He freed me from all my fears. This verse doesn't sugarcoat reality. It acknowledges the valleys, the moments when life is heavy and dark, when grief is raw and fear is suffocating. Even though I walk through, it doesn't say we skip the valley or sprint through it. We walk slowly, painfully, honestly. But we don't walk alone. There is a holy comfort in this verse, a sense that God is not just watching from above, but walking beside us. His rod and staff, symbols of guidance and protection, are in hand. He isn't just near, He's actively leading, defending, and calming us. And even in the presence of shadows, His presence changes everything. The valley might still be dark, but fear loses its grip when you know whose hand you're holding. John 14 verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. There's something sacred about this moment. Jesus is preparing his disciples for his departure. He knows fear will try to flood their hearts. So he gives them a gift, peace, not the world's kind of peace, which depends on everything going right, but his peace, a deep, quiet assurance that transcends the storm. This peace doesn't erase the pain or the questions, but it meets you right in the middle of them. It's the steady whisper that says, I am still here. I have not left. I will not abandon you. Jesus' peace is a place to rest, even when life is chaos. And though fear may still try to rise, it no longer rules your heart, because his peace guards it. Overcoming fear with faith. Matthew 14 verse 27 to 31. Verse 27. But Jesus spoke to them at once. Don't be afraid, he said. Take courage. I am here. Verse 28. Then Peter called to him, Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you, walking on the water. Verse 29. Yes, come, Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. Verse 30. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink. Save me, Lord, he shouted. Verse 31. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. You have so little faith, Jesus said. Why did you doubt me? When life's storms shake us and fear creeps in, Jesus doesn't wait for us to be perfect. He reaches for us the moment we call. Even when our faith falters, his love never does. Keep your eyes on him, and when you slip, trust that his hand is already there. When anxiety strikes, here's what God says. 1 Peter 5-7. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. A gentle invitation to let go. We weren't meant to carry every burden on our own. God isn't distant, he's deeply invested in our lives, ready to hold what's heavy for us. When we release our worries into his hands, we make room for his peace in our hearts. Let us pray. Father, thank you for being our steady anchor in the storm. When fear creeps in, remind us of your promises that you are with us, you strengthen us, and you hold. Help us walk in courage, not because we have it all together, but because we trust in you. Replace our anxiety with peace, our fear with faith, and our doubts with your truth. In Jesus'